However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me.
I am slipped again. But I caught you this time.
Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you.
You say that like you were thinking about annoying me. That's mean, Enjunga.
Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want to think. Well, I don't want them to think we're a couple or something.
Fine. But you did wait for me, after all.
Okay.
You like those?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Coffee. So glad you didn't look at the screen. Alright, go, Matthew, go.
I guess you don't have it and you to be mean, even if you want to.
Whatever you say, Sayori. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near the streets before... Stop! You're distracting me! As we draw near the streets becoming... As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute.
By the way, Androga, have you decided on the club string yet?
Club? I told you already, I'm not really interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either.
Eh? That's not true. You told me you would join a club this year.
Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did in one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me when I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. Literally my life.
Huh?
No, that's a uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
He's putting his whole math OC into this.
Put my what?
You're meant to see, Matthew.
I was
Look at
talking
your
about
Go on, Matthew. Faith, look at your phone.
Before we continue.
What do you mean before you continue?
Don't allow.
What do you mean, don't allow? What were you talking about, Matthew? Don't allow. Did you turn off your voice? Turn it back on, Matthew. All three of us are doing this. Tell me when it's back on. Faith, can you prove it for me?
I can see through.
Hang on. He really be putting his whole mentality into it though.
Literally. I was talking about how I'm worried that you want to learn how to socialize or have any skills before college. Your happiness is really important to me, you know. And I know you're happy now, but I died. At the thought of becoming your...
Of you becoming a NEET.
Of you becoming a NEET in a few years, because you're not used to the real world. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you.
Alright. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises, though.
Will you at least promise you would try a little?
Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that.
Yay!
Okay, he was telling the truth. Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I guess seeing her worry so much makes me want to ease her mind at least a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club.
Hello?
Matthew. Sayori? Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realize that I'm the only one left in the classroom.
I thought I'd catch up to you coming out of class, but I saw you just sitting there and spacing out, so I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed.
You don't need to wait up for me if it's gonna make you late to your own club.
Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought you know.
Know what? Oh, sorry.
Well, that you could come to my club.
Sayori,
Yeah?
there's no way I'm going to your club. Oh. Right there at the bottom, Matthew.
Eh? Meanie?
Sayori is vice president of the literature club. Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she's only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title of vice president. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club.
Come on, please.
Why do you care so much anyway?
Well, I kind of told the club yesterday I would bring in a new member. And Natsuki with cupcakes and everything.
Don't make promises you can't keep. I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead, or if she's so cunning as to have planned all of this out. I let out a long sigh. Fine, I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay?
Yes, let's go! Go!
And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. I dejectedly follow Sayori across the school and upstairs a section of the school I rarely visit. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door.
Everyone, the new member's here.
I told you, don't call me a new member. I glance around the room. Who's being Yuri?
Not me, Matthew. Matthew.
What?
She's like a welcome to the literature club. Like a calming,
Depressed.
like not depressed, more like a calming, soothing, lower, like shyish voice.
Okay. Welcome to the literature club. It's a pleasure to meet you all. Oh wait. So, Sayori. Always say... Sure. Sayori. Sayori always says nice things about you.
Who's gonna play Natsuki?
Well, I
Matthew even wants... I was hoping Matthew would, to be honest, because he does it so well. Go on, Matthew.
Way too cute to acting for you.
Alright, babe, you gotta play Monica.
Andronga, what a nice surprise! Welcome to the club!
All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls!
Wait. Imagine, like, all three of them are Matthew and one of them is me.
They all, like, have their hairstyle, but it's just actually Matthew. Go on, Matthew.
What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it.
Sorry.
Natsuki? Oh wait.
The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes her look like a first-year student. She's the one who made cupcakes, according to Sayori.
You can get to know her when she gets moody.
Sayori says that quietly into my ear, then turns back toward the other girls.
Anyways, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club. Don't say things like that.
Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Well, it's nice to meet both of you.
And it sounds like you already know Monica, is that right?
That's right. It's great to see you again, Andrunga.
Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other well. We rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically, completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... You too, Monica.
Come sit down, Andrunga. We made room for you at the table, so you can sit next to me or Monica. I'll get the cupcakes. My name's secretly speaking to me. Hey, I made them all. I'll get them. Sorry. I thought I was too excited. Who the fuck is the purple hair girl?
Yeah, that's the calm, quiet voice.
Then, how about I make some tea as well?
The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened so that there's one space next to Monica and one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand.
Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Cool. Oh wait.
Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white, fluffy cupcakes, decorated to look like little cats. The whiskers are drawn with icing and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears.
It's so cute.
I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki.
Well, you know. Just try and take one.
Fate's voice matches Monica's so fucking perfectly. Sayori grabs one first, and Monica, I follow.
It's delicious.
Sayori talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet, full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki.
Why are you thanking me? It's not like I...
Haven't I heard this somewhere before?
made them for you or anything.
Oh, Sundere. And I technically thought you did. Sayori said...
Well, maybe. But not for you. You know, you dummy.
Alright. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom.
Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book?
I guess?
Oh god. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you.
Yeah, wait. Huh? That's not...
Insulted, Yuri looks away.
I meant that, you know...
I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea.
I'm glad.
Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monica raises an eyebrow and smiles at me.
So, what made you consider the literature club?
I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monica that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy here, so...
That's okay, don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone.
Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member for any of the major clubs. Weren't you the leader of the debate club last year?
Well, you know. To be honest, I can't stand all of the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream.
Matthew.
Monica really is a great leader.
Yuri also nods in agreement. And I'm surprised there aren't more people in this club yet. It must be hard to start a new club.
You could put it that way. Not many people are interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone?
Yeah. We'll do our best. You know it.
Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these three. Maybe that's why they were all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature.
So, Andronga, what kinds of things do you like to read?
Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga? I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet.
Not much of a reader, I guess.
Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri?
Well, let's see.
Yuri traces the rim of her cup with her finger.
My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive.
Yuri. I'm timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people.
But you know, I like a lot of other things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately.
I read a horror book once. I just really grasped something I can relate to at the minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock.
Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you.
I guess you can say that. But if a story makes me think, or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down.
Relatable.
Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. I I hate her. Oh,
I'm
why is
actually-
that? That's the worst I'm trying to do. Well, I can't.
Natsuki's eyes dart over me for a split second.
Never mind.
That's right. You usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki?
What? What gave you that idea?
You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called...
Don't say that loud. Give me back.
Babe,
Fine, fine.
Your cupcakes. Your cupcakes. Your poems. Everything you said do is just as cute as you are. Oh.
Sayori oh, sorry, my bad, I didn't know this.
This happened
Sayori
last time?
Sayori sidles up behind Natsuki and puts her hands on her shoulders.
I'm so cute.
Natsuki, you write your own poems?
Well, I guess sometimes.
What a loser.
Why do you care?
I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime?
No.
Natsuki averts her eyes.
You wouldn't like them.
Not a very confident writer yet.
I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities, and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart.
Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers.
I guess it's the same for Yuri.
I wanted to read everyone's poems.
We all sit in silence for a moment.
Okay. I have an idea, everyone.
Huh?
Oh shit. Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monica.
Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then, next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even.
Yay! Let's do it!
Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it'll help us all get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right, Andronga?
Monica smiles warmly at me once again. Hold on, there's still one problem.
What's that?
Now that we're back to the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Oop. Sayori may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought. All four girls stare back at me with dejected eyes.
But...
I'm sorry, I thought... Andronga.
You all, I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That is, if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Right! Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up.
Yes, I'm so happy.
Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey!
You really did scare me for a moment. If you really just came to the cupcakes, I would be super pissed.
then, that makes it official. Welcome to the literature club.
Ah, thanks, I guess.
Okay, everyone. I think, with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share.
Monica looks over at me once more.
Andrunga, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself.
Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food.
Hey, Andrunga. Since we're already here, do you want to walk home together?
That's right. Yuri and I never walk home together anymore because she's always stay after school for clubs. Sure, might as well.
Yay.
With that, the two of us depart the classroom and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls. Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course, Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright, I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. Okay, now I have 2 questions. 1, there's 4 poems that must be read. Who, I feel like Matthew should not read because he's already reading the most characters. Faith, me and you should probably read 2 each.
Okay, I call not Yuri's.
Okay. Second off, whose storyline?
We'll get Yuri's out of the way first.
Damn it. Damn it. Damn it, dude. They're so alike. Yeah. Okay, that's good. It's still mostly Yuri, so.
Hi, Ganadronga. Glad to see you didn't run away from us.
Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out.
Thanks for keeping your promise, Andrunga. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature, when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on. Like he doesn't deserves any slam. See, Ellie told me he didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year too. I don't know if you plan to just come in here and hang out for once.
You can't give up on the voice, Matthew.
But if you don't take it seriously, then you won't see the end of it.
Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room.
Oh, Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Matthew. Did he go? That mother trucker. Well, I guess I'll take over. Manga is literature! Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Don't worry, guys. Andrunga always gives it his best, as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work without me even asking, like cooking, cleaning my room.
How dependable.
Thank God you're back. Sayori, that's because your room is Sayori, that's because your room is so messy, it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once.
Is that so? You two have really good things then. I might be a little jealous. Oh,
Come on, Matthew, you gotta be faster, alright?
I may be.
Not like that kind of fast, like you gotta start reading it faster.
My fans keep on walking in. How come? I'm trying to become good friends too.
Yeah, I don't know if I would want my parents to walk in on this either.
As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into.
Yeah, I even brought you something today, you know. Wait, Sayori.
Huh? Me? Sorry, water.
Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing.
What is it?
Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal, when it's really not. What do I do? Yeah? I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking.
Guess that means it's up to me to rescue this situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place, so any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what.
Is that so?
I think it's all the bitches. Yeah, I won't make it a big deal if you don't want it to be.
Alright. Well, here.
Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book.
I didn't want to feel left out. So I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it if you wanted.
How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she'll think I'll like despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book.
Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think.
Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Sarah and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she lent me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Crap.
Oh.
I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me, and our eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper into her book. Sorry, I was just spacing out. I mutter this, saying I made her uncomfortable.
Oh. It's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so...
That's the book you gave me, right?
I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason.
Just curious, how come you have two copies of the same book?
Well, I stopped at the bookstore yesterday. Yeah, that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy two of them.
Ah, I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I said to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon.
I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story.
It's just a Salem witch trials. Is that so?
But,
What is it about anyway?
well...
Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front of the cover.
Alright. I just wanted to make sure I don't accidentally give anything away. Basically, it's about this girl in some high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister. But as soon as she does so, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escape from that human experiment prison. And while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships, and her life starts to fall apart.
That's kind of dark, isn't it? You really made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden.
Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Andronga?
No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kind of stories, so don't worry.
I hope so.
Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri's into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different.
It's just that those kinds of stories...
Seems like her head's kind of fucked up.
They challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals, or their own philosophy that they believe in. Then suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, they're made out to be the naive one from the very start. For letting their one-sided morals interfere with their villain's plans.
Foreshadowing, ain't I? Ain't it?
I'm Vandalin, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry.
Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything.
Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem.
I'm, actually a guy.
When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I become a
I just
microwave.
deeply unplugged my mic on accident. That hurt so much.
You sounded like a microwave, to be honest.
I unplugged it from the headset itself, not the controller, on accident.
I kind of forgot to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange.
Foreshadowing.
And please, stop me if I start talking too much.
That doesn't work.
Stop.
Stop. You're annoying. That's... I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club, after all.
That's... No, that's true.
In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right?
You don't have to.
What are you saying? Just a moment ago, you said you were looking forward to it. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's.
Yeah.
Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive.
I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something that I'm not very used to. That is, reading in my company with someone.
I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything.
Alright.
I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri's in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead.
Sorry. I was just...
Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you?
I do? I don't really mean to. I'm sorry. I mean...
This should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them.
I suppose so.
Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so I instead use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it a little kind of difficult to turn the page.
Here.
Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way, I turn a page and Yuri slides it on her thumb, and after it flips to her side, when holding it like this, or hold it even closer than before, it's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face, and she's in the corner of my vision. Oh, she's looking at me!
Are you ready?
Eh?
To turn the page.
Sorry. I think I got a little bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again, and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her.
That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do. Since you've been so patient with me.
Wrong! I just grab one of the desks and smash her head in. Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she's finished with the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey Yuri, this might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit.
You think so? How does she?
Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways, but she also second guesses all of the things that she says and does. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms.
I see.
I'm using big words today, boys. Yuri remains silent for a moment.
Worcestershire.
But Andronga. That's probably a terrible thing to have in common with us. That's so embarrassing that you think that.
Wait, I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I really didn't know you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. I said it right. I never say self-conscious right. I guess I more meant that it's kind of cute.
What are you saying all of a sudden?
I don't want Matthew reading all the characters anymore.
He wants to take Yuri's role. Faith?
No.
What if you just read it in the, first act?
Me?
No, Faith reads it in the first act.
Okay.
Because Matthew has a lot of on his plate. Matthew already knows about the big plot twist in the end of first act. So Matthew will have less on his plate afterwards, but just take Yuri for the first act, so Matthew's also free a bit.
Okay, alright.
That's in the first act.
Okay, everyone! I think it's about time we share today's poems with each other. We might not have enough time if we wait too long.
Yuri exhales. Finishing her thought. Okay, let me give a little hint.
Too much.
When there's not a text box saying the name above, it's me. And also, if it's my text box above, it's me.
Honestly, that's the only part I'm looking at right now.
Is that alright, Yuri? You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. It's not... It's fine.
Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. She just smashes it in. Alright, I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer I only read it with you?
I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way.
In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know?
That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time.
Alright. I stand up, I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, and then I slip it back into my bag.
By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night?
No. Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've really never done this before.
Well, now that everybody's ready, why don't you find someone to share with?
I can't wait.
Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull up their poems. Sayori's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. Jesus. I do the same myself. Who should I show my poem to first? Who are we doing first?
Oh my god. Natsuki.
Matthew's excited to do her voice again. I told Natsuki I was interested in her poems yesterday. It's probably only fair if I shared mine with her first. Alright, I'll read the first 2 poems, Faith.
Oh wait. If you're not going to take this club seriously, then go home.
What? Harsh.
What? You expect me to believe that you actually put effort in this? Do you think I'm stupid?
I'm not a writer. Maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I did put in effort. We all start somewhere, right? If you're still proud of your first poem, if you're still proud of the first poem you ever wrote, then I'd like to read it.
Huh?
Painful to think about.
Fine. Well, sorry. You'll get better anyway. I tell you what to improve, but you're better off just trying again.
Fair enough. Well, to each their own, I guess.
Anyway, I guess I gotta share mine now. Knowing that you'll probably think I'm stupid.
Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it.
Yeah. I told you that you weren't gonna like it.
I like it.
What?
Just,
Just be honest.
I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it?
Well... Because... Everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff.
Nobody thinks that.
So people don't even try. So people don't even try taking my writing seriously.
There was like 3 attempts to write that, but the sadness in your voice just got lower and bigger and then lower. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid.
Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard.
Like when I put a rock in the paper, crumple it up around the rock, and then throw it at you.
What? What I like in this poem, seeing everyone around you do street things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it.
Yeah, I understand.
But But the other nice thing about separation is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like, I said that for rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line.
So you did. I guess more went into that than I realized.
That's what I mean. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you?
Yeah, guess not. I decided to humor with her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Who should I show my poem to next? Who's next?
Yuri.
Faith, you're reading this one. As you, it's fine. It's the first one. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten.
Exceptional.
What was that?
Did I say that out loud?
Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face.
He's going to hate me.
You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri.
That's... I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for?
Yuri takes a breath.
So... what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before.
Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really.
Huh?
Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again.
Well, I know that. I just meant,
Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem as if breaking it down more thoroughly.
Yeah. Okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weak, and...
Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, she sounds like an expert.
Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different writing skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased, though.
Biased? How?
Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry.
It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now?
Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it.
Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club?
Jesus Christ!
Good luck.
Can you read that?
Does it say
not really.
Okay, fine, I'll read it, but you read the next two. Ghosts under the light, the tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. bathing. Amber glow, bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers, I flicker back. Y'all didn't expect me to remember how to read cursive, did you?
I mean, I couldn't read the...
I'm sorry, I have
keyboard.
such terrible handwriting.
What? I wasn't thinking that at all.
But it took you a long time to read.
Nuh-uh. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty.
That's a relief.
Pretty? She just pulls out a gun and shoots me. Also, I like the poem. Even though it was short, it was really descriptive.
It wasn't too short? I usually write longer poems.
Not at all.
I'm really glad you liked it.
I shoved the paper back in her mouth.
I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose.
Are you into ghosts, Yuri? That's what it is. That's what it is.
Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Andrunga.
Really? I must have totally missed the point.
Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all.
You just told me it took me ages to read.
But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost.
It's about satellites.
Lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing.
That's a lot more Solomon putting it that way. I think that's how you pronounce that word. I hadn't even thought of it. That's impressive.
It's nothing, really. Yours was impressive too, so...
Nah, mine was just a bunch of random ass words. Nah! Anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you.
You think so?
Yeah, of course.
You know, I was really nervous about doing all this. But in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Andrunga.
Me too. Faith, your Yuri voice is mesmerizing. Who should I show? Who next?
Sayori. This is a good phone, Andrunga. Are you sure it's your first time?
Of course. It's not that good. Am I the kind of guy who would be writing poems in his spare time?
I guess you're right. But that's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you were gonna do it seriously. Oh, that you would do an write one at all. I'm really happy that you wrote one. It just reminds me of how you're really part of the club now.
Not to mention the fact I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course, I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise.
See? It's like I said before, Andrunga. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Try new things like this for other people. That's something that only really good people do.
Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined, knowing how much this means to her and all.
Yeah. And I'm going to make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That would be my way of thanking you.
Alright, I'm gonna hold you to that then.
Okay. Now, You read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this.
We'll see about that. There you go, Faith.
Gung gung gung, gung gung, gung gung.
No.
What do you mean?
Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. Kissing my forehead to help me. Whoa! You switched it! I lost track. It makes me feel like you miss me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed. Making me rub the sleep from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. And if it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast.
Theory. This is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this?
No, I was just hungry. Just a little bit.
You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question.
I forgot to do it last night.
Well, at least that makes me feel a little bit better about... Well, at least that makes me feel a little better about myself.
Don't be mean. I still tried my best.
Ah, yeah. I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. It came out nice, or how should I put it? Sounds just like you.
Really?
Yeah. Especially that last line.
I made eggs and toast.
Even though you were late to school?
It's bad to skip breakfast.
Faggot.
I get hot things.
Probably should have said that. Well, I guess there's no point arguing. Anyway.
This was so much fun. Monica's the best.
Yeah.
But next time, I won't forget. And I'm gonna write the best poem ever.
Well, I guess I look forward to it.
Just Monica. Hi, Andrunga. Having a good time so far?
Yeah, sorry, my controller's freaking out.
Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things that we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay?
Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in.
Anyway, want to share your poem with me?
It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to.
Don't worry, Andrunga. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know?
I pissed my pants, that's what I'm talking about!
But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon.
Yeah, that's true. I had Monica my poem.
Great job, Andrunga. I was going, in my head while reading. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you.
It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way it always counts when I put in some effort.
That's not very fair.
Well, neither is the shit in my pants, but
Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Alright, hang on.
What do you mean, hang on? Alright, looks like time I pull out my Monica sleeves. Unlike Sayori, who uses simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness, Yuri likes it when readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging to write like that effectively, both allowing people to get something out of it just by feel, or letting them deeply analyze all of the nuisances. It can take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. I never really asked, though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet. Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learn by trying new things. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased toward their own kinds of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound perfectly confident for someone who claims not to be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in wall. It could have been me. See the direction the spackle protrudes. A noisy neighbor, an angry boyfriend. I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel, blind like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retina's already scorched with a permanent copy of meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out. And he, on the other side, was looking in. So what'd you think? It's very free form. It's if that's what you'd call it. I see you found it. Matthew.
So good.
Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. It's already been an hour and 6 minutes. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany. That word recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany. I just said it. Okay. Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone's is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try too hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Phew. I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. Glad that comment doesn't show up on the screen. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. I have 7. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyes furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. Matthew.
What's with this language?
Did you say something?
Yeah, it's nothing.
Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand.
I guess you could say it's fancy.
Thanks? Yours is cute.
Cute? Did you completely omit the symbolism or something?
Huh?
It's clearly about the feelings of giving up. How could that be cute?
I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice.
Here? You mean You have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say. Thanks, but it really didn't help out nice. It didn't come out nice at all.
Well, I do have a couple suggestions.
Yanga? If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it. And Andromeda did too, right? So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all...
Excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And Androngo liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up.
Oh? I didn't realize he was so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri.
That's not what you're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Andronga appreciates my advice more than he appreciates yours.
Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself?
No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy.
Is everyone okay? Yeah, you know, what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew size bigger as soon as Andrega started showing up.
Natsuki!
Natsuki, that's a little...
Matthew at the same time. This doesn't involve you! You're an idiot.
I know. I don't... like fighting guys.
Suddenly, both girls turned towards me as if they noticed I was standing there. Andronga, she's just trying to make me look bad.
That's not true. No wait, yeah, no, that's not true. She's starting it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate the same project and is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point in making your poems up? What the fuck? For no reason. Convoluted. For no reason. The meaning to jump out at the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Andronga.
Well, wait. There's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning the most effectively. Avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Andronga? Well? How did I get dragged into this the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing, but whoever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. So of course that's going to be... Oh, my Sayori! Not Natsuki! Natsuki glares at me, drawing up any words I had in my mouth. So instead I turn to Yuri. Yuri? But Yuri's expression is so defensive that I can't bring myself to say anything to her. Sayori!
Eh?
Yeah! Everyone's fighting is making Sayori uncomfortable. How can the two of you keep fighting when you know you're making your friend feel like this?
Andronga. Well, that's her problem. This isn't about her.
I agree. It's unfair for others to inject their own feelings into our conflict.
Yeah, unless Sayori wants to tell Yuri what a stuck-up jock she's being.
She would never. It's your immaturity that made her upset in the first place.
Excuse me? Are you listening to yourself? This is exactly why nobody likes you. Stop! Natsuki, yay! You guys are my best friends. I just want everyone to get along and be happy. My friends are wonderful people. And I love them because of their differences. Natsuki's poems? They're amazing because they give you so many feelings with just a few words. And Yuri's poems are amazing because they paint beautiful pictures in your head. Everyone's so talented. So why are we fighting? Because... Well... Also... Natsuki's cute and there's nothing wrong with that. And Yo's boobs are the same way as they always were. Big and beautiful.
Sayori stands triumphantly. Monica stands behind her with a bewildered expression. I'll make some tea. Yuri rushes off. Natsuki sits down with a blank expression on her face, staring at nothing. So this is why Sayori is vice president, I whisper to Monica. She nods in return. To be honest, I might come off as a good leader and I can organize things, but I'm not very good with people. I couldn't even bring myself to interject. As president, that's kind of embarrassing of me. Nah, it's not like I can blame you. I wasn't able to say anything either. Well, I guess that just means Sayori is amazing in her own ways, isn't she? You could say that. She might be an airhead, but sometimes it's weirdly suspicious that she knows exactly what she's doing. I see. Take good care of her, okay? I would hate to see her get herself hurt. That makes two of us. You can count on me. Monica smiles sweetly at me, causing my stomach to knot. Such a genuine person really does make a good president, regardless of what she says. If only I could get a chance to talk to her a little more. Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. Ooh, how did you all feel about sharing poems?
It was a lot of fun.
Well, I'd say it was worth it.
It was alright. Well, mostly.
And Drunga, how about you? Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone. Awesome! In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you learned something from your friends too. So your poems will turn out even better. I think to myself, I did learn a little bit more about the kinds of poems everyone likes. With any luck, that means I can at least do a better job impressing those I want to impress. I nod to myself with newfound determination.
And Drunga, ready to rock home?
Sure, let's go. Sayori beams at me. It truly has been a while since Sayori and I have spent this much time together. I can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Sayori, about what happened earlier.
Uh-huh. What do you mean?
You know, between Yuri and Natsuki? Does that kind of thing happen often?
No. That's really the first time I've seen them fighting like that. I promise, they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you?
No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they'd make good friends with you.
Phew. You know, Andranga, it's nice that I get to spend time with you in the club. But I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the happiest. And I think everyone really likes you, too.
That's...
Every day is going to be so much fun.
It looks like Sayori still hasn't caught on to the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? We'll just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. I said that more to myself than to her, but it's easy to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's do this. Okay, Yuri poem. Let's do this. Oh, I've already screwed up. Animation, philosophy, promise? Nope. Judgment, vivacious, uncontrollable, frightening, whirlwind, contamination, incapable, crimson, melancholy, or whatever, infinite, eternity, inferno, vertigo, misfortune, extraordinary. Oh, I messed those two last ones up. It's all done. I'm quit. Another day passes and it's time for the club meeting already. Gotten a little more comfortable here over the past couple days. Entering the club room, the usual scene greets me.
Hi, Andronga.
And we're stopping there. Because I don't know where Faith is and I don't want to keep going without her.
Yeah.